and welcome back to my channel. I am Christy Vann with Fantastic Finances, and on this channel I teach velocity banking. Do not be overwhelmed with what you see behind me. This is a lot of numbers, it's a lot of information, but we have an air traffic controller that is about to retire, and he and his family is wanting to be out of debt as quickly as possible. So this is just a rundown of the entire debt, going to show them how quickly they can be out, showing them strategies, scenarios they can use to make this process move quickly. So you will notice that we have his income at $13,000. Now that's a month, and he makes about $250,000 a year. So he could make a little more than $13,000, but we can show him what he can do with the bare minimums. His expenses stand at $11,079, so that only leaves him a cash flow of $1,921, but we can do this. This couple has credit cards with limits available, enough limits to be able to pay off this Sofi loan at $60,000, and it's $1,900 a month. So it is eating them up in interest, because I think it's just a 5-year loan, so they're really eating them up. I would make the suggestion that they use the 0% credit cards, do balance transfers, do convenience checks, whatever they can do to wipe out the Sofi balance. Let's get this off of them. Let's take that $1,900 cash flow and use it to work for them instead of throwing it into that junk interest. Then we will attack those credit cards before the end date where they start applying the interest. They also have a HELOC, and that's exciting because we don't have to go get lines of credit. They have 2 lines of credit. One is at $19,000 balance, and the one we're going to use, the HELOC, is at $95,368 with a $600 a month payment, but we're going to use it anyway because I believe besides her getting a first lien HELOC, this will be the quickest way to get these balances paid off. So when we start with the $95,368, she's going to put the income in of $13,000 in the first month, bringing the balance down to $82,368. Now that $600 payment that was here has also become cash flow, right? So now we have the $600, we have the $1,900, and we already had the $1,921. So now the expenses are only $8,579. I added the interest of $557, which is on the $95,368 balance. Will they pay that much? No. You guys know I always use the higher balance to figure the interest rate so that we can leave room for error. The percentage rate on this HELOC is approximately 7%. So in month 2, the income's going to go in, the balance comes down more, the expenses and the interest will come back out. She's going to do this for 5 more months. Then she's going to pay off Capital One Auto, which is right here at $20,459. So a total of 7 months here, then she pays off the auto loan. Now, is the auto loan going to be $20,459 in 7 months? Probably not, due to she's been making payments this whole time. So now we get to add that Capital One auto loan payment into our cash flow because it is now paid off. So that's $788 of cash flow gained in 7 months. She's moving pretty quickly here, right? So the balance of the HELOC was $68,009. Then she adds in the Capital One auto loan, which brings the balance back up to $88,468. Month 7, the income goes in, the expenses and the interest come back out. In month 8, the income goes in, the expenses and interest come back out. So in month 9, she's going to pay off the $97.48, which is a $301 payment that is now cash flow. So there's one thing I didn't mention. This Pentagon Federal Credit Union credit card at $93.68 is going to be used to pay her expenses monthly. So when it comes due, she will take it out of the HELOC, which is already figured in the expenses here, and she will pay this card off every month at the due date. That way she is knocking out the $400 payment. So that too can be cash flow. If you use strategies to figure out where you can put your money that it serves you, you need to do that. So it serves her to pay her expenses off of this card, do income transfers every month when it's due. Now this $400 payment becomes cash flow. So she can take her expenses along with her $400, put it into this Pentagon card, and it will be paid off very quickly doing that. So expenses like food, gas, car insurance, electricity, subscriptions, anything you can get on a credit card would need to be paid right here, and that way you can just do that income transfer when it's due, and then you have knocked out that $400 payment, making it cash flow, paying that card off. So in month 9, we're adding in the expenses, we're adding in the interest, and the income of $13,000 will come out. In month 10, expenses, interest come out, so the income transfer goes in, bringing the balance down to $78,811. She will do this for 4 more months, bringing that balance down to $59,031. Then she's going to pay off the credit cards, $18,784, which is the miscellaneous cards, and it's going to knock that payment out as well, making it cash flow. Now her balance is $77,815 on the HELOC. So we're starting in month 14. The income transfer goes in of $13,000. The balance is down to $64,815. The expenses are at $68,85 now that we got to take off the $604 for the credit card payments. The interest comes out, and now we're in month 15. Income in, expenses and interest out. Month 16, income in, expenses and interest out. Then we're going to pay off half of that $60,000 Sofi loan that we borrowed onto the credit cards with 0%. So in month 16, this balance of $60,000 on the 0% credit cards will come down to $30,000, and then we'll just act like that this is going to be a $300 a month payment now, putting this back into the cash flow. Month 17, the income is going to go in, bringing the balance down to $77,581. The expenses and the interest will come out in month 17. Month 18, the income goes in, the expenses and interest come out. Month 19, the income goes in, expenses and interest come out. And then in month 20, income goes in, balance is down to $59,590, which means we can take the remaining $30,000 that was right here. It's gone, and so is the $300 we were paying towards those cards there. With that paid off, the balance comes back up to $89,590. The expenses and the interest for month 20 come out, making the balance at $96,397. But right in month 21, that income is going to go in, bringing that balance down to $83,397. So what this is telling us is that in 21 months, she is going to have wiped out the Sofi loan, the Capital One car, the miscellaneous cards that totaled $18,000 plus, then the Pentagon credit cards. There was 3 total. They're gone. I'll bet that she's feeling just a little bit better after 21 months. I'll bet that at the end of month 10, she's feeling a lot better, because in month 14, she starts paying off these credit cards. So in 42 total months, she will have all of the debt removed except the home. The home at 42 months will sit at a balance of approximately $199,000. If she continues to do the income in and expenses out through this HELOC, in another 22 months, the home will be paid off as well, which means that in 64 months, all of this debt will be removed without touching any of their savings funds. The home is on a 15-year mortgage, and they just got it in 2020, I believe. So that tells me that they have 12 more years to pay on it. And to know that that home is going to be paid off along with all of this debt in 64 months, I would say that's a great trade. The husband's not working any more hours. She's not picking up a second job. Nobody is doing anything different. They are just putting their money in a place that serves them and helps them to get their debt paid off. If she decides to bring in $100,000 and wipe out some debt and start fresh, hey, that'll just make this process go so much quicker. I mean, can you imagine? She's at 64 months doing it like this. And if he brings home any additional income, 64 months, who knows? They're in great shape. Most of us are in great shape. We're just putting our money in the wrong place. And if you start putting your money where it serves you, you will see that your cash flow will eventually pay your debt off. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I am sure I've made mistakes, but I'll be glad to answer for them. I'll be glad to correct them. If you need to contact me, I have links below. Just like this couple did a whiteboard, I'll do a whiteboard for you. I take phone calls. I will help you any way you need help to get your financial peace. I hope that this is a real eye-opener, especially to the couple that it was done for. I hope that they find absolute peace in what I've presented here today, and I hope that everyone watching has found value in the information that I am bringing to you. If I have, please like and subscribe, and stay in touch because I do love to hear from you guys. Everyone is always so kind. Thank you for joining me again today, and I hope you guys have a great week.